Hi guys, I'm Brett and welcome to another episode of TJM, the Jagman. This is my 1989 Jaguar XJS in 3.6 six-cylinder mode. Now I bought this car about 2 years ago, and if you watch my last video, we've just had it fully painted and we just put the carpets in and we're just getting it ready with all these little tweaky things we have to do to it to get this car back in its original nice condition. Now, when a car sits in a garage for a couple of years and gets moved around a bit, things get lost, things get broken, things don't get repaired because you just lose the motivation. But now, since I've got it to this stage, I've been working on it for the last couple of days, just getting all the little things fixed up on it. But now it's really time to take it for a test drive. So what we're going to do today on this episode is get it out on the road, compare it to what a V12 would be like compared to the six-cylinder, and also see what a 1989 XJS with only 56,000 kilometres on it actually drives like. So let's get going. I'm going to change the original Jaguar wheel. Well, I quite like the wheel. They're really quite a little bit too big for the car, in my view. I'm not 6 foot and my feet still hit the bottom of it. My legs, sorry, still hit the bottom. But I've got this really nice motor litre wheel that came out of Ken, my black XJS that I sold a couple of years back. I kept the steering wheel. It will need a bit of a polish up, but let's just put that on. It's a little bit smaller in diameter, but I think it'll look the part. Let's get it on. (15/16) if anyone was asking. I've got these wheels centered nice and straight. Get it on. I'd have to take the cover off. Yep. Can I come off my hand? Beautiful. Okay, this is getting exciting. Ooh. With the horn, you just got to get that little wire there that I've made up and plug it into your horn bizzo, just down there somewhere. You can probably put a proper little clip on it if you want, but that seems to do the job. Get that back on. There's movement there. It's in the steering column itself, it's not in the wheel. There's a little bit of movement there shouldn't be, but there definitely is. It doesn't bother me. It's a bit peculiar, that. Screw my horny back in. Hopefully that's going to work. Turn the ignition on. Oh, hang on, we'll just plug that in there. No horn. No, horn's not working. Let's get back into that. Personally, I think that's a vast improvement. A lot of people probably be a little bit critical for changing the original one, but it's not too. Some Jaguar owners, they buy these steering wheels and they're so gouty. I don't know, some of them, I don't know where they get their taste from, but some of them are really bloody ugly. I don't mind the motor leaders, and I think that's suited. It's more in its era, 1980s style, but yeah, no, I do like it. I still have to seal some windscreen sealant underneath that rubber there, as it when you have heavy rain and water's pushing up there, I get slight drips inside the cabin, so that's not sealed properly. It doesn't warrant taking the window out, but it will need to be addressed. Okay. Starts nice and easy. No ugly noises. Yeah, I bought this thing 2 years ago, and I started doing the work on it. We did a few videos on it earlier in the piece, and then other projects just took over, and we didn't get much opportunity to do much work on it for a while those other projects. So I just sat in it. I got changed from garage to garage, minor things, and then I've still got a bucket. We've almost finished this thing. I've still got a bucket of screws and nuts and bolts that I just don't even know where they go. So while I have driven this thing before, we have done a few more things to it. In the last couple of days I've been working on it. We have I've had to get all the seats nice and fastened in, the seat belts on. We've fixed all the wipers. They were all in poor condition. I'm going to order some new wipers for those, because they're missing those little plastic caps on the end where that covers the 13mm nut. So yesterday I had to change the fuel pump again. I put a new fuel pump in it, and I did an episode on that last year. And the one I bought, brand new, it was just noisy, and it was just way too noisy, and I couldn't get it. I thought it might have just had dirt in it, but it was a nice clean system. So I've just taken it out. I put a second-hand one in that I had in stock. It's so much better. I got no of that winding noise out the back there. Comparing it to a V12 XJS, which I had one for a few years. I've only just sold it late last year. First thing I notice is the steering's a little bit more feel to it. It's not as light. Most Jaguars, or most of my older Jaguars, have extremely light steering, but this XJS is a little bit more firmer. You can actually feel a bit more on it, which is very nice. And since I put this smaller wheel on it, it's great. I love this little wheel. Well, I did like the look of the stock one, which I'll always keep, which is in very good condition, mind you. This is, it feels just a little bit more modern in one way without being too modern. So yeah, a little bit more firmness in the steering and more directness a little bit. Engine wise, the AJ6, this thing's got stacks of torque. And it's almost as quick as a V12, 221 horsepower the AJ6 3.6 puts out. It's no slouch. Oops, I've got to buy some sun visor clips, which are a pain in the neck, because that hangs down. Yeah, the only thing you notice it is a 6-cylinder. It's a little bit more harsh than, well, not harsh. What's the word? You can feel it's a sick. You don't have that silky smooth V12 feeling about it. It really doesn't annoy you, but if you've been into a V12, you can really feel the difference of I know as soon as you hop in you say, oh, it's not a V12, but that's all right. They're less maintenance, they're very reliable. The AJ6 engine is pretty much bulletproof if well looked after. And this one with only, as I said, 56,000 kilometres, you would expect it to drive as new, and it pretty much does. It does everything right. Even the brakes, this has the Teves system on it, which can be a bit troublesome, but this one seems to be running all right. I still have a tail light out, my left-hand rear tail light, and it couldn't be just as simple as a globe. It's deeper than that. The 3.6 AJ6 engine came out, I think, about 83, and I think this first came out in cabriolet form in XJS. The cabriolets weren't all that popular. I think they only sold about 5,000, or Princess Di had one that was modified a little bit for her. So it entered the market before the XJ40, which the XJ40 came out in 1987. You could also get them in a manual form, and I think a lot of them, I think the first XJSs in cabriolet form were only in manual, and then they later brought out the ZF 4-speed gearbox, which again bulletproof as long as the service, and this one does need a service. As you can see, the oil is a little bit brown, but once I get it fully back on the road, it'll go straight down to Central Automatics in Sydney for a service, and hopefully it'll only need a service. Even though it's only done 56,000 kilometres, it's 36-year-old, so there will be issues like oil leaks from oil seals and rubbers that are perish and things like that. But that's what you have to deal with when you have a 36-year-old car. Yeah, the horn didn't work. I had to get that to work. It just turned out to be just a bit of a tricky relay that was not getting a right connection, but I've got plenty of relays for it. Certainly no slouch. They do pick up pretty quick. Probably it picks up quicker than a V12, I think. You know, it gets up to about 4,000 before it changes gear. So it only went to first to second then, but yeah, I like it. It's really good. It's a fun car. I'm nearly finished it. Just got to do a few more things to it, as mentioned. I also have to do the air conditioning. It is still got gas in it from the R12. It's never been converted to R134. But let's see if we just get some cold air. It's winter over here at the moment, so it's not that necessary to have aircon, but I will want it because I'm going to drive this thing for a while. I'm not going to sell it. I'm also going to put a little pinstripe down the side of it, which I haven't done yet. That's another little job I've got to do. I've also got to fix these little the license plate lights. They're all broken. It's pretty common on those XJSs. I might have to try and find some sort of other fitting for those. I might see if I can get some little LED things that will fit nicely under that plinth. So I guess a big question is, a lot of you punters would like to know, what this thing actually owe me since I bought it. Well, I bought it over 2 years ago, and the market was a little bit stronger then, and I paid 10,000 Aussie dollars for it. Now, I thought that was a bargain at the time, and it still was a bargain, but because it sat for those couple of years, a little bit more rust came through on it, so it really showed what I really needed to do to this car. It was a lot more work than I actually thought I needed to do to it. So, but we sorted all that, and we've had every panel out of it to ensure that rust is not going to come back, and we've painted it. So the initial purchase price at $10,000. There was because I bought it sight unseen. There was transport costs from Queensland. That was probably another $800, $900, say $1,000, $11,000 up to. I got it painted, and even though it was good value, it wasn't cheap. It was $8,000, so we're up to $19,000. Then there was the rust was extra. I had to pay to get all those little bits of plate welded in to fix all that rust. That was another $2,000, so up to $21,000. And then odds and bits and pieces, and so it wasn't much on top of that. The carpets, another $1,000, so about $22,000 roughly this thing owes me. And I'm happy at that price. There's not too many for sale, as I said. They weren't sold new in Australia. Only sold. The American market didn't even get them until the facelift model. So they're just more Europe style, and Hong Kong. I think Japan got them. So they are a rare beast on the ground in Australia, especially good ones. And UK ones, you'd want to stay away a little bit because of the salt and the rust under the body. Where this thing, under body wise, under suspension wise, it's zero rust because it came from Hong Kong. They don't have salt on the road in Hong Kong, and it's been living over here for a few years now, so it is perfect in that condition. There's no rattles in it. It drives straight. There's no knocks. It does everything right. So am I going to keep it? Maybe for a little while, just because there's a lot of little things to sort out on it. We're just tweaking one by one. But yeah, why not? I'm loving it. Well, I wasn't going to do it to the next video, but I'm going to put the pinstripe on the car. just think it breaks it up a bit. Happy with that. Well, I'm really happy how that coach line turned out. It really actually just set off the car in my view, and I like the gold. It's better than maybe perhaps silver. Anyway, guys, we'll call it quits on this video. That's enough for today, but just to let you know that I'm heading overseas to Europe with wifey tomorrow, and we're away for a whole 6 weeks, well-earned holiday. Some will say, not another one. But no, we're doing that. It's all planned. And so no videos for 6 weeks. I might be able to throw a few shorts in while I'm away just to let you know I'm still alive. But we'll catch you when we get back. So if you did like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that too. If you want to leave a message, as usual, I love hearing from you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Why didn't someone tell me I still had the stickers on my sunnies? Sorry about that, guys. I couldn't have been bothered to redo all that video in again.